Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is the official sneak peek preview of my makeup line Grand Beauty Cosmetics, which is going to be featuring my 12-piece brush set, which is black and rose gold. You're also going to meet my eyeshadow palette. You're also going to see my lip kits, which come in 3 colors, nude, pink, and red. My lip gloss, which is a rose gold champagne color. It's really pretty. I'm wearing that right now. And my tools, which are essentials for lash application. Speaking of lashes, you're also going to have access to the pre-sale of my lash book. And I'm wearing a Lexus G right now. I will be having an exclusive giveaway on YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe. All my beauty products will be launching May 1st on grandbeautycosmetics.com. So without further ado, keep watching. So I'm going to start off with some skincare. This is the brush I'm going to be using to apply my foundation. I'm going to spread my foundation all over the face, and then I'm going to use a different brush to blend it in. Now I'm going to use this brush to blend out the foundation. It's a stippling brush. Wherever I see that I need double coverage, I'm just going to apply another layer there, blend it out. Because with the other brush, I just spread it everywhere. This one's going to help me blend it in, get it a little nicer. Right after this, we're going to come in with a wet beauty blender just to get rid of any little lines this brush and the previous one might have left. And next, we're going to conceal with the concealer to get rid of any dark circles or any imperfections. Now that all the marks are done, I'm just going to go ahead and blend out the concealer with the same blender. And you're going to see right away how bright it looks. See the difference? Now that I'm done with the concealer, I'm going to come in with a highlight, which is going to be a much lighter color than my foundation. Normally you want to go to 2 to 3 tones lighter, normally like a beigey tone, so I'm going to go more with a fair tone color to highlight. Same areas that I just marked, plus the nose. With the same brush that I just used to apply the foundation all over the face, I'm going to highlight. And you can already tell how much brighter this color is, or this tone, versus my foundation color. Here the nose, you want to make sure you go straight down. If you draw this line crooked, your nose will look crooked. Then we're going to blend this out, so we'll come back to this. So now all these areas are going to look extra bright. And you want to stop right here on the side of your nose in a triangle form. Like this. Now we're going to blend that out. After this, we're going to go in with contour using an angled blush brush. And this brush set has 2 blush brushes. One is chunky, one is smaller. So we're going to use the smaller. And we're going to leave the chunky one for the blush. So that's all bright already. You can see that. So now we're going to contour. Everything that we're going to contour is going to make our face look slimmer. This is the brush I'm going to be using for my contour. And now we're going to use a foundation or concealer 2 to 3 times darker than your skin tone. Now on your face, you're going to apply it from the top of your ear in the direction of where your mouth starts, like so. So you can already see how pretty that contour is. You're also going to use a little bit of that leftover on the temple. So I'm applying it here, downward. Do not go up. Go downward. Then a little bit on the temple, cheekbone, and jawline. So it should look the number 3 when you're doing this contour. Then make your temples look smaller, your forehead look smaller. You have a more structured cheekbones, higher cheekbones, and smaller jawline or sharper jawline. Bringing that down a little bit to your neck. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. If you have any harsh lines or you overdid it with the contour, you can always go back in with the blender or any other clean brush you might have to soften up those lines, just to make sure that this looks seamless. This way you get an airbrush finish, and when we set it with the powders, it's going to look like your airbrush completely. It can last through sweat, if you're dancing, crying, running, whatever. It's waterproof. So now for the nose, I'm going to be using this brush, and because it's angled and small, it's going to help us get a really fine line to get that perfect contour around this small area of the nose. And you're going to see how. You start from the top of the brow straight down to the side of the nose, and you're going to see the difference versus this side. See, this is contour, no contour. Makes a huge difference. So if you want your nose to look smaller, you just want to close those 2 contour lines as close as possible. And then a little bit at the bottom to give you more of a little pretty cutting nose. And that's it. That's all the contour. Now we're going to set our highlight. We're going to set all of our highlighted areas with this puff, some translucent powder. Make sure before you set it, you want to make sure there's no creases. If there is, quickly remove them. When you set it, it looks seamlessly. That's one side. I don't like my powder to bake that long, so as soon as I'm done, I'm going to remove it. See how snatched my nose looks already? And when you do your nose, also be careful to not do it crooked. Like I said, otherwise your nose will be crooked the entire day. You're going to draw yourself that illusion. Okay, so now I'm going to use another brush. This pointed brush is going to help us wipe off all the excess powder that didn't set into the face. And I'm going to brush it into the rest of the face. That way we just don't waste it. Now I'm going to use a bigger brush to set the rest of the face that doesn't have highlight. We're going to use a colored powder and a big fluffy brush. This is the big fluffy brush I'm going to use, and I'm going to use a powder that matches my skin tone. Dip it in here. You're going to avoid all the areas that have highlight. So you're okay if you want to put it a little bit over the contour. This is also another step that can help you lessen that contour line in case you did it too rough. The powder will go ahead and soften. So this is going to set the bottom of the contour, a little bit on the left. We don't want to look like a helmet just having the line here, so always bring some of that product down. I'm also going to do it on the side of the nose because we don't want it looking too crazy with the contour line. Okay, a little bit by the brows. I have a small forehead, so regardless, the powders are going to mix right here, but I like to still contour to give you more bronze look. Okay, that's done. Now we're going to go in with the blush. Okay, this is the bigger, chunky blush brush I was talking about. We're going to use this for blush in comparison to the one we used for contour. Look at how much smaller that is. So we use this angled brush for contour, and this is going to be the one for blush. This is the palette I'm going to be using. It's the Grand Beauty Blush palette. It's so pretty. And we have Diva, Peaches, Classy, and Plum. I'm going to be mixing Diva and Peaches to give a more of a neutral tone instead of doing it too pink or too peachy. I love mixing colors. And I'm going to do it right on the apple on my cheekbones, upward. So the blush goes up, contour goes down. This way they both meet. Using a powder contour, I'm going to use the same contour brush I used earlier to apply it over the contour I had already placed in liquid. So now we're setting that contour to make sure that this makeup can last over 12 hours. So if you notice now, we've set the highlight, foundation, we've set the contour, everything has been set. Started with liquid, now it's been set with powders, and it's not going to move. Perfect. So now we're going to do our highlight using this brush. It's a fluffy blender brush, and it's really dense, so you can pack on a lot of color. So this is the highlight palette, another beauty, and it has 4 colors. This is Luxe Shiny, Bossy, and Glam. I'm going to be using the color Shiny because it's a true gold, and it looks really pretty with my makeup. Pack it on the brush and go straight to the cheekbone. And you can apply multiple layers until you can blind somebody from afar. Now with my finger, I'm going to grab the same color and do the nose as an exclamation point. So we're going to go straight down and then a little button right there. So I'll add a little bit on the cupid's bow. That's the final look with the highlight. So now for my brows, I'm going to use a light pencil to fill in any gaps. I'm just drawing little hairlines, small brush strokes throughout the brow to fill it in a little bit more. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to set it with powder. That way it also won't move. To see the difference of that pencil, I just drew a few hairs here and there, and this looks a little more full than my other brow. So we're going to do the same thing for this one. That's that. And now we're going to go ahead and set the brow. This is a dual tip brush. I'm going to be using one side is angled, great for brows or even liner. And the back has a little spoolie. So we're going to use the spoolie to distribute any product we have there with the pencil that we just drew in, just to make sure it's distributed evenly. And now we're ready for the powder. For the powder, I'm going to actually use an eyeshadow palette. So I want to show you guys the Celebration palette. This beauty was made with much love with the funniest names ever. I'm going to be using the color MUA and 1942. It's a light brown and a dark brown to fill in the brow. I'm going to use the lighter color in the first half, and for the tail we're going to use the darker color, which is 1942. Also just drawing some little hair strokes, and then 1942 for the tail of the brow. That should be the only part that is dark. If you use a dark color throughout the whole brow, it'll make it look nasty like that. So we're using 2 tones. give it a last brush through to make sure that the brow is even and not patchy. So this is the brush I'm going to be using to clean out the bottom of my brows with some concealer. There's a really flat concealer brush, and it's great to get a good clean swipe right under the brow to make it look brighter. And it'll do this. So because this brush is so flat, you can get a really clean line. So even if you haven't done your brows, this will make it seem like you just did. So like a good little trick. So now I'm going to be using this blending brush to get the colors on the crease. So I'm going to start off my crease with the color Lash Queen. Then I'm going to use a little bit of the color Tequila Time. And then on my eyelid, I'm going to do the color Lucky 26. For the end of the crease, I'm going to do the color Blessed and 1942 mixed. So first is Lash Queen. Now this is going to be the second color that I use, and this is the color Tequila Time. It's more of an orangey color. I like mixing these two colors all the time. Gives it like an everyday look. You can use these colors and go work, go out. After this, we're going to go in with the color Blessed, which is more of a maroon tone, just on the outer corner. That looks really nice and match the flower now. With a little bit of that dark brown, 1942, we're going to just tap it on the outer corner. So what I'm doing now is under my waterline, I'm going to use the colors Blessed and 1942, which is the maroon and the dark brown, to smoke out the bottom of my eyes with the same brush that I use to set my eyebrow. And this angle tip is really good to get in this really small area of your under eye. So once this is done, we're going to continue with the eyelid. Now I'm going to use my concealer brush and some eye base to clean out my eyelid and make it like a cut crease. To see the difference from a clean eye look to the one that still has the crease colors all over the place. When you clean it out with eye base, it gives you that big space to apply a lip color, and now it'll look bigger. With the same brush that I just finished using, I'm going to pick up the color Lucky 26, and you're going to apply it on your eyelid and swipe down. Apply it, tap it on, and then swipe. With this same brush, I'm going to pick up the color Rolex, and that's going to be right in the center. This brighter color is going to make your eyes open even. So now all I'm going to do is add a little bit more of the 1942 color just to make sure that this look is final and that it's blended. Now all I'm doing is adding a little bit more of the crease colors just to make sure it looks all blended here at the end. What I'm doing here is adding an eyeliner out of eyeshadows. I'm mixing the same two colors I mixed for the bottom, which is Blessed and 1942. And I'm starting to wing it out with the side of the brush, which is really angled, so it helps you get this look. I'm going to create this smoky eye effect. You can already see the wing starts out and it comes in all with eyeshadow. So if you struggle using liquid liner, this is a great technique because once you apply your falsies or you apply your mascara, it looks like you have eyeliner on. It looks like you have liquid liner. And I'm going to rush. I like doing this. For my braids, I like doing this because I know they're going to be crying, so I avoid liquid. See the difference from this eye to this one? It gives you more of a cat eye. Before applying my falsies, I'm going to use this lash curler. If you struggle finding a curler that fits your eye shape, these are great. This is a good little hack because you don't have to worry about it not fitting the size of your eye. Whether your eye is too almond, whether your eye is too round, this lash curler, since it's so small, it'll fit any eye. Once you curl your lashes, you want to apply a coat of mascara. This is going to help the retention of that eyelash. That way it doesn't look droopy. This is what's going to hold the eyelash up. Once you do the top lashes, you want to also do the bottom. Now it's time to pick some lashes. Here's the lash book. The hardest part of this tutorial, pick a style of lashes. So this lash book has 16 different mink lashes and 2 silk. And I think today I'm going to go for Alexis G. So we're going to cut out the edges. These are all handmade mink lashes, so you want to make sure cut these out, otherwise they're going to pull you. Once you cut them, make sure you measure them to see that they fit your eye width. That's measured. Now we're going to glue it. I'm dipping the back of a brush to get some glue. And we're going to apply a thin layer. Once that is done, I'm going to use my lash applicator, and with this lash applicator we're going to apply the lashes. So lay them there from left Right. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. Now the last step for the lashes is to use your little curler, pinch them together. That way your lash and the false lash could bond together and look prettier. That way you don't have two layers flapping around. You're gonna pretty much use your lash and the false to squeeze together. Now for the lips, I'm gonna use this lip kit in the color Fancy, which is a peach. And I'm also going to mix it with the color Sweetie. The other option is a red, which is Hustler. It's got a 3 lip kit, so I'm going to be using these two. First, I'm going to line my lips. Now we're going to be using this lipstick as the first color, and then we're going to mix. Now I'm going in with the color Sweetie, right over Fancy. And to make sure that you can mix them well, I'm going to use this brush to blend the colors together. For the last step, I'm going to use this lip gloss in the color Rosé, and it's a really pretty champagne rose gold tone. And this I'm going to apply it directly over what I already have on with the red lipstick. And that's the final look.